What is up, everybody? Welcome to the video. We are back at it again with a game called Fatal Focus, and as you can see, it says this psychological horror contains the following: violence, gore, animal death. If you find yourself feeling uncomfortable, please take a break. As that goes out to you guys as well. If you don't like any of this, please step away, take a break, go get some water, go watch some happy cat videos or whatever. Old vines do it for me a lot, and it hopefully sounds good. I don't have any. I didn't get to think. Oh, there we go. Oh, lovely artwork, lovely artwork. Okay, let's see. When you're an artist, you must push yourself to create. You have to contort your body. Your guts burst from your stomach as you bend backwards for angles, for brushstrokes. You have to break the glass in your mind to allow the forbidden to possess your hands. Whoa, wait, what? You have to break what's already been created to make something even more meaningful. You have to destroy something for your art. You don't know if it'll be your canvas or yourself. Oh, that's a cool save feature. Okay. No. We'll just do this one. Okay. Oh, return. I see it. That's a cute little save icon. Okay. It's right behind me. It's cute. It's right here. Actual little save icon. I love that. There's a sound. Okay. I think I adjusted the sound to it. That's some decent sound. That's some decent audio. I might not be breaking my body today, but I am breaking my routine. I pick up my phone and decide that opening social media is the best way to start my day off. Debatable? I've been living in this town for a few months at most, trying to get some inspiration. The quiet beauty of a small, historic town nestled in Pennsylvania welcomed me. Its people welcomed me as well, but it was only in the politeness of strangers. A coffee shop in county never went past pleasantries. In a new town, I was alone. I had joined a few online groups for different hobbies in the area, bird watching, maple syrup cultivation, but I've been most interested in the photography group. Let's see, do they have any events coming up? Gallery events, coffee talks, camera exchanges. None of that was soon. I refreshed the page again. A new post pops up on my feed. It is for a photography walk in the Boru. Boru? I'm not sure how to say that word. In the I've seen that word before. Again, I've always had an issue with that. Come walk through historic streets, visiting peak photography opportunities throughout town. Bring your own camera and water. Starts at 12 p.m. at the coffee shop on Miller Street. Hosted by Adonis de Amor. Interesting name. I tap on the link leading to the host's website. Oh, fascinating stuff. They seem to do a lot of portrait and fashion photography. It was like looking into the world of a high fantasy novel. Even flow of fabrics and hair, decoration with flora and foliage. I press on the About tab. Adonis was young and in their mid-20s. Seems they've always lived in the seclusion of the state's forest. Would be nice to know what they look like, though. I breathe a sigh of relief. I had been fearing not finding a photographer in a similar age and interest range as me. The photography walk started in 2 hours. It wouldn't be a bad idea to go out, meet some new people, take some photos. I press the RSVP button on the event. It asks for my name and email. Please input your name. We'll use Frey. That's a cool name. I tap out Frey for the name box and my email for the other. The RSVP has been confirmed. I place my phone back on my nightstand and sit up to stretch. I have a few hours before the walk. I place the needle on my record player and begin my morning routine. I open one of the windows and allow the crispy mist of fall to fill the room. There is a chill in the air, but it is one that may be cured by bundles of sweaters. No candle. Here we go. No candle can capture the pure essence of a Pennsylvania autumn. I eat, get dressed, brush my teeth, I bundle up as necessary. Takes me longer than needed to decide what camera and camera case to bring. I make sure to pack an extra lens. Let's hope I can get some good pictures today. Wow, it's actually really neat. The borough is as beautiful as it has ever been. The local troops have already come through and painted the local business windows with horror movie icons and autumn imagery. Every business has its doors open to allow the smell of fall in. The local flower store is selling their famous chocolate chip cookies once more. Miller Street is beautiful, albeit short. I reached the coffee shop in no time. Maybe I should get a cup of coffee before I go. Get some coffee? Sure! It's a nice day. Coffee sounds great on a nice, chilly, breezy day. Coffee is a song sung by the siren that is an autumn midday. That's exactly what I said. I step into the coffee shop. Scattered among the seats are various patrons. 4 people sit by a window, knitting a scarf in unison, laughing over cappuccinos. A couple sits near the back door, though they're more interested in their cups than themselves. Somebody's gonna break up. I'm kidding, I don't know. There are a few sitting alone with their laptops out. I doubt they're getting any work done. The man working the counter has always been kind to me. He's offered directions and given me hints to secret spots around town, whether for food or for photos. It's hospitality I've never been used to. What do I order? A soy white chocolate mocha, an iced cappuccino, a black coffee. You know what? I'm gonna get that soy white chocolate mocha. My favorite order with an extra shot. No whip. Hey, that's what I get. I get an extra shot of what is it? Espresso. I order a soy white chocolate mocha. My eyes glance over the food options, pastries, sandwiches, and a bowl of fruit. The fruit looks rotten. I swear I spot a fly crawling into a hole in a piece of a cantaloupe. Excuse me? Huh? What's up? There's, flies in one of these cups. I'm sorry to point it out. Sorry. It is best not to mention the rot. The barista leans over the counter to grab the plastic bowl and examines it. These are perfectly fine otherwise. Maybe we should close the door. Fine. Are their eyes wrong? Thank you for catching this though. Don't worry about paying for your drink. This is my fault. But it's not your fault. There is nothing I can do. My order is taken, and I am swept away to stand by the counter near the entrance waiting for my drink to be made. The breeze outside offers a warm backdrop to the idle chit-chat of other patrons. I do my bit of people watching and only now notice the other person standing, waiting for a drink. Oh, they're leaned against the wall, fiddling with a laced cuff on their sleeve. It looks like they have a camera bag on their person as well. Could they be going on the photography walk as well? I slowly approach them and give them a wave. Hello! They slowly look up from their hands and scan my entire body. Frey? How did you know my name? Oh, sorry. You have a camera bag on you, so I assume that you were the single person who signed up for the walk today. I'm Adonis. It's good to meet you. The breath I was holding exhaled, and the sweat forming on my brow disappeared. It's nice to meet you. You made me all nervous. Sorry about that. No. It's nothing to apologize for. Adonis is not what I was expecting. Adorning their face was a red makeup hidden behind red sunglasses. It is sunny today, but not sunny enough to warrant them? Perhaps they are sensitive to lights, or it's their fashion aesthetic. Frey. Something about their clothes makes them seem older than they look. I don't think I've ever seen you before. Are you new to town? Yeah, I moved here a few months ago. It's very beautiful and cozy here. Isn't it? I've got a slightly bitter hazelnut macchiato with a cream for an Adonis. Thank you. Adonis grabs their drink and immediately brings it to their lips. Not even gonna give it a second to cool? I killed the heat sensors on my taste buds years ago. I couldn't help but laugh. How often do you do these walks? Do you usually only get one person? I try to host them monthly. I usually get a few to attend, a lot of older folks, kind-hearted people. They take some of the prettiest pictures I've ever seen. But I'm wondering if I scheduled this walk over a mahjong tournament since you're the only one who has shown up. Which is perfect. I can show my new neighbors some of my favorite spots. Do you go down to the river very often by the park? There's some very pretty sights to be had there. There's a waterfall that's hidden in the trees. It's gorgeous. I have a soy white chocolate mocha for Frey. That's me, thank you. I grabbed my cup of coffee off the counter and double-checked the name written on the cup. I can't read the handwriting. Do you want to finish that outside? The air is crisp. I nod and went outside with Adonis. We sit in silence for a few minutes, finishing up our drinks, checking our phone, and our equipment. Adonis finishes their drink first, pouring out the little liquid left before recycling. I follow suit shortly. So Frey, have you ever been on a photography walk before? No. A photography walk is basically a walking tour. The only difference is the camera is in your hand and is more than just your phone. You share ideas and compositions, the tour walks around and finds sweet spots for the photos, and at the end, you check out everyone's pictures and see how different photographers manage to capture the same place. Sometimes I like to throw a theme in. What's the theme? How does quote-unquote life cycle sound? Very broad, but also very specific. It's good enough for me. Excellent! If you have any questions, concerns, or anything else, just let me know. Adonis starts walking down the street, taking their camera out of their bag as they do. I follow along. Our first stop is a small garden, across from a Quaker cemetery, enclosed in a fading white fence. Adonis lets me take pictures first. I pull out my Canon and try to zoom in as close to some limp leaves delicately falling off of a flower stem. I know the couple that lives here. Older folks, very sweet. The husband runs the hardware store in town. Sometimes you see a cute cat running through, but it doesn't seem like she's like out. She seemed like she's out today. I can read. Oh, that's beautiful. I zoomed in on the closest bunch of flowers. I like that filter. Really? A cat? Yes. I don't know what kind she is, but she's white with one blue eye and one brown eye. I think her name is Lavina? I just call her Jingles, though, because she has a cute bell on her collar that signals her arrival strides before she crosses your path. That sounds really cute. I hope we see her today. Perhaps. With the flash off, I snapped a few more images. The couple's been keeping up this garden for a few years. It was overgrown long before. There's a rumor that while they were starting to clear the weeds out, they found a body buried under the soil. Okay. What? Really? Really? Did they ever find out whose body it was? No. There's a quieter rumor that what they found was a skeleton that was mixed with deer antlers and bear bones. I turn back to Adonis, who has their camera pointed towards me. They click a photo. Oh, do you think there's anything to it? The bones? Are they asking if I believe the skeleton wasn't tampered with? There's no way. Mixed with deer antlers and bear bones? There's no way. It can't be a real skeleton. Someone must have done it as some sort of hoax. If that is true, then whoever the body belonged to must have been a bad, bad person. How do you mean by that, Adonis? What makes you say that? His grave was desecrated, turned into something wild. Adonis lowers their camera and places it back in their bag. We should continue. You now know this garden exists. Adonis continues walking and I follow along. We pass another cemetery with a decaying metal fence. Walking along the perimeter is a black dog with its nose buried in fallen leaves. Oh, hi! I lean down to snap a few pictures of the dog, which doesn't seem to flinch at my camera's shutter. Oh, hello there. Adonis crouches and reaches out to the animal, but they do not pet it. What are you doing out here? It's light outside. Her hand runs over the pavement before it descends into the dirt. Squirming among fresh dirt and soil are worms, which follow the creases in Adonis's hand. They hold their palm facing the sky and bring it towards the dog. Now there's no one who will be stealing from the graves at this time of day. Did you just want a snack? The dog, with its eyes clouded over like watered-down milk, looks at Adonis as if it's thinking of a rebuttal. Instead, it closes its eyes and begins to lick up the feast of vermin. I cannot help but observe. I feel slime at the tip of my tongue, slowly finding its way down my throat. Excuse you? I wipe the taste from my mouth. Did you appear just for a treat? The dog only makes chewing, slurping noises. Well, you're allowed for revealing yourself to our new neighbor. The dog finishes its meal. Adonis allows himself a few scratches behind its ears. And before I can say anything else, it runs off and disappears behind the tombstones. I look in disbelief. Quickly, I go to check the photos I've just taken. Each one showed only a metal fence and dead leaves scattered across the grass. There was no dog. Everything all right, Frey? It's not here. You expected to capture footage of the black guards of the graveyards? They seem serious. I suppose not. I feel as if I'm being pulled along the street as Adonis wipes her hand of dirt and continues walking. I follow along. Adonis takes me to an abandoned white building near the forest. Vines and leaves crawl up the walls, framing haphazardly painted graffiti and late-stage decay. What was the building meant for? It used to be a beer store. The building has been abandoned for a few years. Now you're gonna tell me that it's closed down because someone died in there, or that there's some spectral figure roaming the building. And it keeps barking at passerbys that it craves some beer that no longer exists. Adonis laughs. Nothing like that. They ended up moving locations to a smaller store in a nearby strip mall. There aren't a lot of beer drinkers in the area who enjoy the drink past a bottle or two for sports events. It's got overtaken by General Wine and Spirit Store instead. I may love ghosts and local legends, but this is not one of those tours. Does an organization give ghost tours in town? The Cultural Society hosts a few during Halloween. Some of those homes do historic house tours around Christmas time. It's quite nice. You should come to one soon. My home is usually on display then. It was built in the early 19th century by a carriage maker. How strange. Why bring me here? Because the life cycle of things applies to not just living things. Thoughts die, businesses die, structures die, hopes die. But those ashes bring new life and the cycle continues. I snap a few photographs of different angles, some showing the sky and the building and some focusing on the foliage. Adonis has their camera out, but their lens falls onto me. I assume the pictures they are taking are for promotional material for future walks and think nothing of it. We finish our photography in silence. Adonis takes off. I look back at the abandoned building and I swear I see a figure standing in the broken window, unmoving. follow along. Adonis and I arrive at the forest-turned park at the edge of town. The autumn air tastes better than in the burrow. I stick my tongue out to get a better scope of its taste. Why am I being weird? In public like that? Wait, why is that a thing? What? Autumn tastes like spiced whiskey and cinnamon. Like ginger and bread and vanilla essential oil. Under my tongue is the remnants of nutmeg. You don't get this anywhere else. Appalachia is a stone's throw from here. We have our own old magic. We walk along the river for a few minutes, stopping every so often to take pictures. So Adonis, yes, Faye? How long have you been a photographer? How long have you been a photographer? I've been a professional photographer for about 7 years. When I was younger, my grandfather showed me some of his daguerreotypes. The photographs printed on metal plates. Oh, right. I think I might have pronounced that wrong. I realized in my older years that the reason he was likely a crazy old man was because of the mercury vapor in the process. Eesh. He told me a story of how, when he was in his younger years, he had a friend who enjoyed the hobby as well. This friend lost his sister to illness when he was in his 20s. He vowed to try to preserve as much as he could with the limited time on this earth. My grandfather says he took it too far. And one day, they found the man in his home, where the wood was decaying and the windowsills were catching flies, taking photographs of his dead parents at the dinner table. But ever since I heard that, I have been fascinated with photography. Really? That would have scared me as a child. I believe it would scare most children, but I was not most children. Okay. Weird flex, but okay. We continue our walk along the riverside. Before long, Adonis stops. They put a finger to their lips and point towards the grass. Through the blades, I spy a dark lump. It matches the soft sound of buzzing of flies and the squirming of worms. In the grass, I spot a deer, laying on its side, its eyes hollow, black, its antlers up to the sky, its mouth agape. The carcass has become home to maggots squirming in its insides, releasing its intestines, gnawing off legs no longer found in physical form. All that is left are strings of meat, white, juicy, pulsing. My eyes widen. My mouth waters. I raise my camera up, lens towards the corpse, and take pictures. The vermin writhe under sinews and eat the tendons. They make new holes for a temporary home. These animals must constantly move. They must constantly slither. They eat their homes until all that is left is bone and blood, and then they must move on. The maggots and the worms and the nomads of the animal kingdom. They will exhaust their resources and force themselves to flee. And by God, is it spectacular. Once I have finished taking my pictures, Adonis continues walking. I follow along. We stop a few more times. We must have at least. The sun is beginning to set, and yet it feels like we've only been out for a few hours at most. Adonis laughs with the prettiest voice in the world. We scroll through our photographs and speak of the lighting, the composition, the colors. I do not remember a word. But what is most fascinating is that most of it, we are alone. Nothing living interrupts us. We find dead birds and dead trees, rocks and rivers and paved trails and left behind trash. So when we are suddenly within sight of a girl, maybe in her 20s, sitting along the water with a book in one hand, I am taken aback. When we approach, she does not look back at us to see the source of the incoming noise. Hello? She does not respond. She continues to look out at the setting sun across the rippling water, tugging at the ruin of her slip dress and the smooth surface of her skin. I said I wanted to be alone out here. Did you not listen? The girl makes a movement now, her knuckles torn white from gripping fabric. You know what this means, don't you? She seems to nod. Adonis turns to me. They pull their camera out from their bag. Frey, put your camera away. I do as I'm told. And take this. They rummage through one of their pockets and hand me a knife. It feels old, judging by the scratches on the blade and the string wrapped around a metal hilt. Stand. The woman stands up and faces us. Her visage is plastic, eyes milky, swirling, empty. Adonis quickly stabs the woman in the neck. A screech from her throat is cut short by her coughing. She throws up blood like a dog who has thrown up a bad treat. They push the knife in deeper, twist it so the flesh twists around as well. I find myself unable to look away, like my eyes will be turned from my sockets, even if I even think of shying my eyes from the metal. But I am able to breathe again when Adonis pulls it out of her neck and licks the blood off the blade. She groans for a second, but her noises are quickly muffled. The pain is stolen from her voice box. They hand it to me. I take it as I step towards the trail. Pray. Adonis readies her camera, bringing it to cover most of their face. In her death, her body is still fresh. I want you to cut her. Where? My words move faster than my thoughts, but once they catch up, they are the same. My mouth becomes wet. My eyes feel warm, ignited. Start with her cheek. I raise the knife to be inches away from the woman's skin. Her breathing is hot and heavy next to me. It is welcoming as autumn chill. For a few moments, I hesitate. I look over to the camera once more. Adonis says nothing, their finger hovering over the shutter release. I cut her cheek. Adonis snaps a photo. The viscosity is thick. Blood has always been thick, but this was thick like maple syrup, like oil. I reach my hand out to touch it. My fingers swirl around in the wound before I find them in my mouth. It tastes like expensive raspberry sauce found on the side of a desert. Dessert. Adonis takes another picture as I'm ready with the knife again. I find a good, soft, thin piece of her skin and neck and stab the knife into there. The blood squirts. The woman, no, her body, flinches as her organs in their cease-function gag of her own fluids. It drips onto her dress. I drag the knife down, her skin, her bones, her organs. They are all tough, beautifully carved and constructed by nature herself to block my knife from cutting in a straight line. It takes effort. Sweat drips down my knuckles and collects in the grass. I pry the weapon open with my fingers like her body is a door. Her innards spill from her stomach, and the desire to squirm like the worm scavenging the deer further down the path. I grab at the gore inside her and pull some out before I shovel it into my mouth. It tastes sweet, like strawberry cake drizzled in vanilla icing. I close my eyes and savor, allowing syrup-like blood to drip down my lips. Quickly, she falls into the grass and I join her. I become a vulture among the sounds of spit in the camera's shutter. I ravage her. My teeth gnaw at her jugular, turning stringy with each bite I take. My tongue licks at the ribs in her torso. I don't know how long or how much I take of her for some punishment I am unaware of. But by the time I am done, I do not recognize her. I do not feel sick. I do not feel pain. I do not feel remorse. I look back at Adonis as I lick the blood from my fingers. They capture another photograph of me. They lower their camera and smile. That was beautiful. I don't have anything to say. I move my lips to say something, but any thought is lost in the saliva. You should clean yourself up. I'll deal with this. Adonis looks down at the woman and pushes up their glasses. With a swift motion, they kick her once, allowing her body to fall into the river. We watch as the water washes away the bile and the blood covering her body. She floats down the river, nameless, before being taken by a fast surge of white rapids. I wash my face and arms in the water and take off what has been ruined of my clothes and throw together what I can to look presentable. I can walk you home. No one will say a word, all right? You'll be fine. I nod, and we begin taking the path back into town. The evening breeze sends a chill down my spine. I rub my arms together to generate what warmth they can get together. Adonis says nothing as we walk home. I don't need them to. The town is quiet. Everything shuts its door around 7 o'clock. There is not a soul on the sidewalks nor in the vehicle and the roads. I feel satisfied with today's walk, and something in me wants to do it again. I'm gonna go through it again and see what else is different, because that was crazy, and then it got really invigorating and captivating. Okay, I didn't take the coffee. Take a seat outside the cafe. The next few minutes I spent double checking my equipment. 70% battery should work well enough. Lens looks good. The settings seem fine. I take a test photo and nearly jump out of my seat. I didn't mean to keep the flash on. Ugh, I thought I turned it off. I heard footsteps return to the impending figure. The fear of being scolded runs cold in my blood. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize the flash was on. I didn't mean to bother you. You're Frey, right? Standing in the doorframe is a stranger, about 5'10", wearing red sunglasses and holding a cup of coffee in hand. Yes? Oh, I'm glad I managed to guess correctly. I'm Adonis. I'm leading the photography walk, but as you can probably tell, look down at their watch and look back at the quiet street. You're the only one who RSVP'd to the event. It's nice to meet you. It's nice to meet you as well. I was scared you were a stalker for a second. I like to know who I'm talking to is all. You're new in town, aren't you? How did you guess? I've never seen you before. And newcomers always have a certain feeling to them. A feeling? Untouched by the landscape. It grows on you and becomes part of your identity. I'm sure it would be in a place this beautiful. It does. Adonis quickly finishes their coffee and disposes of it. So Frey, have you ever been on a photography walk before? Yes. Oh, good. So you know what they entail. I have a theme in mind already. What's the theme? How does life cycle sound? Very broad, but also very specific. It's good enough for me. Excellent. If you have any questions, concerns, or anything else, just let me know. Let's get to the next choice. So this time I said that the skeleton was real. I believe in things I do not know. Maybe there's actual deer men who walk around among men. Adonis laughs. I agree with your first statement, but I don't think I believe in the second. How would a man with antlers wear a hat, huh? Will they have to cut holes in the fabric? Would it not be uncomfortable? With the natural curves of the antler making it difficult to put on and take off? I feel it would be an inconvenience is all. You know those adjustable straps on baseball caps? They could use those. Perhaps. I'm sure it would make it difficult to walk through doors. And going through them sideways probably feels awful. I just know it. Adonis lowers their camera and places it back in their bag. We should continue. You now know this garden exists. Adonis continues walking and I follow along. Okay, I'm gonna skip ahead. Let's see. Last time I asked how long has you been. Let's see what do you like to photographing. I saw your portfolio, but it doesn't tell me a lot about someone's photographic interests. I used to be really into fantasy, folklore, and the life. I did a series like that for a while. I've done wedding photography, but in an artistic sense, I don't like the still wedding photos people take now. Your bond is an art, captured as such. But right now, I'm very interested in the senses. Video allows us to see and hear an image. I want to be able to taste it, to smell it, to put my hands through the gloss and feel the textures. That's why I wanted to focus on life cycles today, because sometimes seeing what you may become will trigger sensations in those senses. Not sure if that makes sense. It does. Thank goodness. We continue our walk along the riverside. Before long, Adonis stops. Right, the carcass. And that was it. That, damn. Uh, that was good. Oh, like I said, it was a little weird at first. It was a little weird at first. But I have always had a little bit of a soft spot for visual novels. It was it was unsettling, but in a kind of beautiful macabre way. I did fumble on some of my words there. Um, maybe I could have. I have this. I do this thing when I just read too fast, so I end up talking too fast. So a lot of it's on me, but that's just me. I think it was well written. I think it was really good. Like I said, I think it was beautifully macabre, and it was dark and interesting, but still, there was this sort of I see, it's weird, but I just see the word beautiful just keeps coming to mind. So it's the essence of it. It's the music is great in the background. It's not overbearing. Hopefully it sounded okay, because it was a little, when I first, until I adjusted it in the settings, it was a little loud, but that's just me. Oh yeah, it's skipping. Right. I liked it. I really liked it. I didn't know exactly what to expect. It was only until I had read a tiny bit that oh, it's a visual novel. I appreciated that. That was very good. It was interesting. Definitely haven't had a visual novel in a hot minute. At least played one or even just gone through one. So I made different choices, but it seems like it just still kind of goes the same way. I liked it. The game developer, let's see. Let's see if I can go back to the main menu. It is credits. Here we go. Oh, that right. That was a 72-hour. Yes, the jam. Okay, no, it's good. So Cat Skit, thank you very much for this wonderful game. I definitely enjoyed it. I will have to keep my eye on this particular game developer, especially if they're doing more of these kind of like interesting visual novels. I loved that, and the art was really pretty. Whether that was actual stills that were edited or drawn doesn't matter. It was really good. The music, like I said, the music was very good. Um, it was nice background music, but also added to the ambiance of the entire game. I really liked it. I really liked it. But that is it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed. Besides when I would falter on some of my words, but that, hey, that's what I get. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought. If you're into like visual novels or whatever, or maybe other ones you might want me to try. If you did like the video, please like and subscribe if you are so inclined. And I will be linking this game in the description below. I did find it on itch.io. Go give it a shot. It was really good. Like I said, I really appreciate it. It was darkly beautiful and interesting, and I think it was well. Like I said, the sound was great. I think it was well written. Didn't leave anything to fault. If anything, I would have wanted it longer. I would have wanted a full-fledged game. Maybe there is. I'll have to look into it. But that'll be it from me, guys. If you enjoyed, like I said, just like and subscribe. Again, to pick on my words. You guys enjoy the rest of your day, night, afternoon, whatever time it is. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.